Good day, everyone. So now I'm gonna discuss oral communication based activities and academic spoken English strategies among senior high students in Sagayen. By the way, my name is Jason R. Canopen from Sagayen National High School. Then I discussed the global on my research. And universities in Malaysia have been developed in order to produce highly skilled workforce and to attracted international students, especially from countries in the Middle East, Africa, and some Asian countries. These mixed methods study examined academic oral communication difficulties encountered by Yemeni postgraduate students in a Malaysian public university and how they overcome these difficulties. Next is Asia. In Saudi, the main aim behind learning English language is to communicate in English effectively. The study investigates the difficulties encountered by Saudi university learners in oral communicative classroom activities and their impact on English oral performance communication. Next is Philippines. In the Philippines, the languages considered official are Filipino and English. Considering that the English language is the medium of instruction of almost all subjects and the different levels of basic education. It is then expected that every individual who reaches college can speak fluently in both languages. Such case can be deliberated by. Next is local. In Cagayan de Oro, public speaking is always an essential skill a person must do, especially in school, whenever they are asked to speak in front of the class. Most of the students are nervous and it is seen by shaking of hands, stuttering when speaking, forgetting some lines, low volume of voice, and the like. According to Dyer, that between 60% to 70% of the population results a fear of anxiety about public speaking. Next is go to research objectives. First, to describe the level of academic spoken English strategies in terms of academic English listening and academic English speaking. Second is to describe the level of oral communication based activities and in terms of effective engagement, behavioral engagement, and cognitive engagement. Next is hypothesis. There is no significant relationship between academic spoken English strategies and oral communication based activities in Sagayen National High School. There is no domain of academic spoken English strategies and practices affect oral communication based activities and strategies in Sagayen National High School. The next is theoretical framework. Define communication as the primary base of direct social relations between persons, and a sharing process which develops a common social experience. The word conversation is comprised of the words con with and berster, turn and thus. Conversation is turn and turnabout alternate. The next is go to conceptual paradigm. The DB is oral communication based activities. The oral communication is we have three indicators. The first indicators affective engagement. Second is behavioral engagement, The third is cognitive engagement. Then on IB, academic spoken English strategies. And we have two indicators. First indicators is academic English listening and academic English speaking. The next is we'll go to research design. This study will make use of the quantitative non-experimental design utilizing descriptive correlation technique to be able to give description to the possible existing relationship between two identified variables as well determining the direction and magnitude of such relationship if there is. It is a research design that seeks relationship between the independent and dependent variables after action was done. Furthermore, descriptive correlational design will be used to examine the level of oral communication-based activities and academic spoken English strategies. Survey was seen to be valuable as it proves her scientific judgments may be based. Next is research locale. This study was conducted in Sagayin National High School. Asuncion is a first-class municipality which consists of population of approximately 61,893 people. The locality is composed of 20 barangay as follow: Binansyan, Buwan, Kamansa, Cambanugoy, Magatus, Kamuning, New Santiago, Sagayin, Concepcion, Pamakaon, Lapungas, Sonlon, and New Loon Sagayin National High School is a DepEd managed quarterly urban secondary public school located in Asuncion, Davao del Norte. Sagayin National High School have many full-time teachers teaching in this school year. This study was conducted on a public secondary school of Sagayin National High School. The next is population and sample. In this investigation, the respondents were the students in the Sagayin National High School, Sagayin Asuncion, Davao del Norte. The respondents were taken from the absolute populace of 222, deciding the sample size. The next is statistical tool. The responses from the questionnaire is tallied by recorded and unrecorded. The analysis was utilized the following statistical treatments. First is mean. This was used to measure the level of academic spoken English strategies and the level of oral communication-based activities. 2. Person. This was used to determine the significant relationship between academic spoken English strategies and oral communication-based activities. And the third is regression analysis. This will be used to determine which domain of academic spoken English strategies significantly influences oral communication. And then next is go to table 1. Table 1 presents the level of oral communication based activities among senior high school students in Sagayin. Effective engagement has a mean of 3.81. Behavioral engagement has a mean of 3.67 and cognitive engagement has a mean of 3.69. Both categorized high. This indicates that the level of oral communication-based activities is highly evident among senior high school students in Sagayin. Then we have 3 items. The first items is affective engagement, and we have a mean of and the mean is 3.81 and the description is high. The second item is behavioral engagement, and the mean is 3.67, and the description is high. Then third item is cognitive engagement, and the mean is 3.69, and the description is high. The overall is 3.72, and the description is high. Next, go to table 2. Table 2 ranks the level of academic spoken English strategies based on main scores. The highest main is for academic spoken English strategies 5.0, followed by academic English listening 5.0. All categorized as very high. The overall mean satisfaction level is 5.0, indicating a very high level of satisfaction in academic spoken English strategies. And we have two items. The first items is academic English listening, and the mean is 3.63, and the description is high. The second item is academic English speaking, and the mean is 3.65, and the description is high. Overall mean is 3.64, and the description is high. Then we go to table 3. Table 3 shows a significant relationship between oral communication based activities and academic spoken English strategies, with an R value of 0.81 and P value of 1.19, leading to the rejection of null hypothesis. The coefficient of determination is 0.65, indicating that 65% of the variation in oral communication based activities can be explained by academic spoken English strategies, while the remaining 35% suggests that other unexamined factors may also influence these strategies. Then go to table 4. Table 4 shows that all oral communication based activities, affective engagement, behavioral engagement, and cognitive engagement, have p-values of 1.19, which is significantly less than 0.05. This leads to the rejection of the null hypothesis, indicating a statistically significant relationship between each oral communication based activities and academic spoken English strategies. The results suggest that an individual's oral communication based activities is a significant predictor of their academic spoken English strategies. Then the indicators is academic English listening and academic English speaking. The academic English speaking, the p-value is 0.00 significant, and the academic English speaking is 0.00 significant. The decision is rejected. The next is summary of findings. Based on the data gathered, the following findings were presented. First, the level of oral communication based activities among senior high students in Sagayen National High School has an overall mean of 3.72 with a descriptive equivalent of high. Second is the level of academic spoken English strategies among senior high school students in Sagayen National High School has an overall mean of 3.64 with a descriptive equivalent of high. The next is there is a statistically significant relationship between oral communication based activities and academic spoken English strategies among senior high school students as indicated by a probability value of 0.80 and leading to the rejection of the null hypothesis. Next is, in statistical terms, there is a significant evidence to accept the idea that the academic spoken English strategies in students and impacted by oral communication based activities, as the calculated probability value of 0.80 is within the level of significance of 0.05. And then go to conclusion. Based on the findings of the study, the following conclusions are made. The level of oral communication-based activities is highly evident. The level of academic English spoken strategies is high evident. There is a significant relationship between oral communication-based activities and academic English spoken strategies in students. Oral communication-based activities are significant in predicting of academic spoken English strategies of senior high school students in Sagayen National High School. The next is recommendations. Based on the findings, here are some recommendations to improve student well-being and academic English skills. First, active listening and note-taking. Engage students in active listening through summarizing important points of lectures or discussions, combined with good note-taking. This activity will allow learners to process and retain information while developing their ability to participate in follow-up discussion or ask relevant questions in spoken English context. 2. Practice with the academic vocabulary. Using discipline-specific vocabulary in speaking activities will improve the fluency of academic conversation. For instance, a student might summarize journal articles or explain complex ideas with precise words. Constant exposure to and utilization of academic vocabulary prepare the students for seminars, conferences, and professional setting. Number 3. Recording and self-review. Students can record themselves while practicing presentations or answering questions. Reviewing these recordings helps identify areas for improvement, such as pronunciation, intonation, and pacing. This reflective approach builds self-awareness and confidence in delivering academic content effectively. 4. Engaging in academic group discussions. Structured group discussions of academic issues help students voice opinions, develop arguments, and interact with others. Opportunities are available to practice the use of discourse markers, hedging, and critical thinking essential in academic spoken English. 5. Summarizing and paraphrasing. Teaching students to summarize lectures or paraphrase articles makes their ability to express information briefly and accurately better. Such a skill is especially helpful in the academic world, where learners must distill heavy ideas into manageable pieces for presentations or discussions. 6. Audio resources for shadowing practice. Students can engage in shadowing by repeating what they hear to imitate pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation while using academic podcasts or lecture recordings. This activity enhances listening comprehensions and speaking fluency, thereby preparing students to engage in academic dialogues. 7. Developing questioning technique encourage learners to ask open-ended, clarifying, or critical techniques questions during lectures or group discussions. This will make them curious and allow them to participate more effectively in academic discourse while helping them to articulate truthful questions in spoken English. And that's all. Um, give me any question about on my research. Comment down and wait for my answer. And that's all. Thank you.